disorder screening program for newborn babies. Ronnie Samtani tells us more.
No parent would like to see their child suffer, especially their newborn baby. Metabolic diseases may affect the baby for a lifetime. What is a metabolic disease? It is a disorder caused by a defective gene that results in an enzyme deficiency. The missing enzyme may interfere with the body's metabolism, leading to a lack of essential nutrients. It may also cause toxic chemicals to build up. In babies, inborn errors of metabolism can hinder their physical and mental development. If it is not treated early, it can cause organ damage and may even result in death. Dr. Josephine Chong from the Department of Pediatrics at the Chinese University of Hong Kong stressed the importance of early diagnosis and treatment. She explained that patients with a metabolic disorder are usually put on a special diet and prescribed certain medication. At the Chinese University's Center of Inborn Errors of Metabolism, newborns can be screened with a simple blood test. Blood samples are taken from their heel. The test costs $800 and results can be reported within 2 days at the earliest. The chief executive announced in his policy address that a working group will study the feasibility of trying out a screening program for inborn errors of metabolism in the public healthcare system. Sources say the authorities are considering factors such as the types of metabolic diseases to be tested and whether the maternal and child health centers or the public hospitals should bear the costs. Ronnie Samtani, TVB News.
Shisha smoking is gaining popularity in Hong Kong in recent years, but many people don't realize that it is more harmful than cigarettes. Ronnie Samtani tells us more.
Located on the 6th floor of a building, this restaurant offers shisha smoking indoors. Shisha is a tobacco product. It is against the law to smoke shisha in indoor public places and certain public areas, and the tobacco cannot be sold to minors. But some teenagers like 17-year-old Jason have picked up the shisha smoking habit.
It's almost something like a fashion trend. I know some 15-year-olds that do it on a regular basis. You get a very short, temporary head rush.
But he doesn't even know what's in shisha.
I mean, it's quite shocking. When you said there was tobacco, I thought it was just water vapor.
Traditionally, shisha is made with tobacco, molasses, and sweetened flavors. It is smoked using a hookah or water pipe. One bar owner said he's noticed an increase in business.
If their friends smoke it, they want to try as well. We have found 80% of our shisha smokers are locals and only 20% are foreigner.
This bar offers tobacco-free and nicotine-free shisha. But those in the industry say that not many bars and restaurants in Hong Kong provide tobacco-free shisha because it is 40% more expensive than shisha with tobacco. However, health experts say shisha is just as harmful as cigarette smoking, regardless of whether it contains tobacco. In fact, a study by the World Health Organization found that smoking shisha for 1 hour is equivalent to smoking 100 or more cigarettes.
The amounts of tobacco smoke and the harmful substances, for example, carbon monoxide, would be about 10 times as much as in conventional cigarette smoking. High levels of carbon monoxide will lead to cognitive function defects. So it affects the learning ability of young people. It affects their memory as well.
Because of the health risks, the Singapore Ministry of Health imposed a complete ban on shisha last November. Should Hong Kong follow in the Lion City's footsteps?
I think, first of all, it is important for us to keep in view the situation. So, for example, how many people are smoking shisha, what age range, and how prevalent is the entire situation. Then we will look at the legislation in totality.
Chan noted that there is a misconception that shisha is less harmful than cigarettes. She said the government will work on stepping up enforcement and increasing public education. Ronnie Samtani, TVB News.
The financial secretary repeated today that there are no plans to change Hong Kong's linked exchange rate system. In his blog today, John Tsang referred to the Swiss central bank's sudden decision to scrap its exchange rate floor to the euro. He expects the Swiss franc to continue to rise in value, and this would reduce the country's competitiveness. The export and tourism industries over there, he added, would suffer greatly. Zhang also wrote that the Swiss experience proves that a stable currency is necessary for both a small and open economies. The Hong Kong Army Cadets Association held its inaugural ceremony today. It took place at the People's Liberation Army Barracks on Stonecutters Island. Chief Executive Lun Chung-ying and his wife, who's been appointed as the commander-in-chief of the group, attended the ceremony. They were both joined by the director of the central government's liaison office, Zheng Xiaoming, Secretary for Security, Lai Tung-kwok, and Secretary for Education, Eddie Ng. The event was restricted to certain media outlets. Many groups, including the Red Cross and St. John's Ambulance, were also invited. Sources say between 300 and 400 people attended today's ceremony. All right, Chris, what do you have for us in sports today?
Got some English Premier League to start us off. And Chelsea crushed Swansea City 5-0 to go 5 points clear at the top. Meanwhile, Manchester United rebounded nicely from its loss to Southampton last week. Here's Jameson Wong.
Manager Jose Mourinho called it the perfect game.